Hello everybody! Today I am going to show you some tips on how to make jump rings, whether you need to make one jump ring, a bunch of jump rings, or a whole lot of jump rings. So I'm going to give you a couple different ways that you can do it quickly, efficiently, and safely. And notice I will keep on my safety glasses because you should always have your eyes protected because you never know what's going to fly. So let's go ahead and get started. So I am going to take my pliers, which are my round nose pliers. If I needed to make just one jump ring, it doesn't matter what size, you're just going to do an approximate of one jump ring, or maybe two. So I have some brass here that's 18 gauge, which is a good gauge to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and take my wire, put it into my pliers, and just keep bending around till it goes around a few times. Now the benefit of this is that I can do it pretty quickly. The drawback is that none of these are going to be the same exact size. As you can see, it's all tapered. So the top one is going to be a little bit smaller than the one next to it. So although it's quick, it's not exactly efficient for everybody being the same exact size, but that's okay. The nice thing about this is that we can actually clip them. So that if you don't have a saw frame handy, you can actually just clip this. So I can clip one at a time. So you'll see, I was able to clip pretty quickly, and we'll clip this last one too. So I did 3 jump rings really quickly. Again, they're not all the same size, and we'll get a close-up shot later on that you can see the drawback of this is that when you clip it, it actually makes a little divot on your wire so that when you bend it back together to have a closed jump ring, it's going to have a little divot. Not exactly perfect, but it depends on what project you're doing. So this is not exactly the smartest way to do it, but if you're in a hurry and you just need to make a jump ring really quick, this is really efficient. So if you need to do a few more jump rings that were all the same size, I would recommend getting a mandrel, and for this purpose I grabbed a drill bit just because it was handy. And these are great to have, by the way, because drill bits come in every size, so if you needed a weird size, you have drill bits laying around, use them. So we're going to grab a drill bit, and I'm going to grab my Bernard pliers, which are the parallel pliers, but they have a little edge inside there, a little valley that you'll see with serrated teeth. This is perfect for holding on to your drill bit, so you can just slide your drill bit right into that valley and close it. Like a vice grip, it'll stay closed, so I actually don't have to hold it. So this is nice because it's sturdy. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my wire, and again I'm going to use 18 gauge brass, and I'm going to open up this plier so that I can get my wire in there so that both the wire and the drill bit are clamped tightly. So once they are actually in there, I can go ahead, malfunction slightly. Might take a little bit of work to get your wire in there so that it's happy and really secure. So it might take 1 or 2 times to get it in there. But once it's in there, I'm going to go ahead and bend my wire around the drill bit, and you'll see if you keep it taut, it works better. So this way, if I needed to make a bunch of jump rings that were all the same size, this is a really quick and efficient way to do so. And this, you'll notice that the brass is soft enough that I can do this with my own fingers. It's not a big deal. So keep going until you figure you got enough jump rings, and try to make more than what you actually need because, you know, sometimes things happen and you will get a couple of rejects. So I've taken it as far as I can go. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Bernard pliers. There won't be a quiz at the end of this, so don't worry. And I'm going to go ahead and clip off the extra little bits of metal that I have just sitting around. So now that I've got this nicely wrapped on here, I can go ahead and saw these. Now I can't really clip these. I can, but I'm wanting to have a nicer closed end on my jump rings. So I'm going to grab my saw frame that's already prepared with a saw blade. I'm using a 4/0 saw blade. And I'm going to go ahead and put some lubrication on the blade so that it'll cut nicely. Now to start this, you can leave your wire on the drill bit itself just to get it started. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a little divot just to get it started. So now that I've got it started, my saw frame will go easily through this. Now you can leave the drill bit in if it makes it easier for you to hold on to. For me, I don't want it. It's annoying. It gets in my way. And besides that, you really don't want to hit your saw blade on the drill bit because it's steel, and steel is going to dull your blade. Now you're going to have strong fingers to do this, and you will notice that my fingers will turn purple. But I do have some finger strength going on, and I've been doing this for so many years. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't know that you can see this really well, but I'm going to go ahead and saw through one jump ring at a time. And And you'll notice I'll use the whole saw frame to do this. Now as I go, I probably have a bunch cut, but you actually can't see it until I actually stop and let them fall off. And you want to do this in a nice manner so that you don't break your drill bit either. But you'll see, in a short manner of time, I've cut one that jumped, 4 jump rings. And I still have a bunch more that I can cut, so I can go ahead and finish this. And you don't want to saw mid-air or anything. You always want to be against a bench pin. Bench pin will save you. It's taking the tension that you need. And they will jump off one at a time if you allow them to. So let's see how many I've cut. Okay, in that short amount of time, I've just cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 jump rings, and they're all the same exact size. So that's a pretty handy little tip, I think. If you'd like more handy tips, you can go to my website at www.riasmithdesigns.com. I'll be bringing you more handy tips as the days go on. Thank you so much.